name's Tanya. I own a soap in the world, and I also work alongside Cosmetic Safety Solutions, an assessor and ingredients company, and I formulate for them. And today I've formulated a beautiful whipped cream soap from scratch. In this pot I've already got my SCI. I'm adding to that my stearic acid. Just a little bit more. And also glycerine. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to put that in the double boiler, and once it's all melted down completely, we'll be good to go to the next stage. I've started to prepare the rest of the recipe. So in this one we've got cocoa betaine, and in this one we've got distilled water. This is going to go into the mix that's on the double boiler in a few moments once it's melted down. And this I'm going to warm up. The distilled water I shall warm up. Don't want to get it to boiling point because obviously we don't want any evaporation, but I am going to warm it up so that when we add it to the rest of the ingredients there's no shock value between temperatures. And then this part is jojoba oil, the preservative, and a little touch of polysorbate 80. I've also decided that I'm going to split this batch into two, and I'm going to do half of it in lemon with some yellow mica and half of it in orange with some green mica. So that'll all become apparent once I get further into the video. So I've got the SCI, the stearic acid and the glycerine, and as you can see that's melted down nicely now. You must ensure that at this point that everything has melted down completely. I think I've got one or two little lumps still, so I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes and then I'm going to add the next ingredient. So I've brought over my pan of hot water with my double boiler system that I use, just because with me talking and videoing at the same time, I wanted to make sure that it didn't start setting up. So I've not worn gloves today because once again I'm videoing and I can't press the buttons with gloves on. So as you can see, that's all nicely mixed down now. It's a big gooey mess, but we're going to add to that, and I have warmed up just very slightly because the soap shack is very cold, my cocoa betaine, and I'm now going to add that into there. And just gently mix that in. I'm still getting the heat from the pan. So that's all mixed in nicely. You are going to get bubbles because obviously the cocoa betaine is doing that. And once that's mixed in, I'm going to add the distilled water, which I've also heated slightly, as I've said previously. And we're sitting at about 56, so well below boiling temperature. That all in, and again mix. And as you can see, that's all come together really nicely. this is where I'm going to remove it from the water. Okay, so just to ensure that that's all well incorporated, absolutely mixed well together. So we have left it to cool down, and as you can see it's reading around 36, 37. So I'm now going to add my jojoba, my preservative and my poly. I'm literally just tipping that in. Getting every single last drop out. And then just mixing that in. I'm now going to split this so that I can do the two different essential oils. So I've split this in half. I'm now going to add the yellow. Let's do the lemon first. The lemon into that. And I have used tenfold on this. And the orange into that one. Again, tenfold. As you can see there by the beautiful colour. I'm going to give it a stir. And the same with this one. And this one's going to be interesting, adding the mica to it with the essential oil being so coloured. Okay, so we're going in with the yellow with this one. And I've used less than the recipe actually allows. Just to give you a show of how much. And as you can see, that's turned a beautiful yellow. The mica does incorporate really easily. I'm just going to turn it on its side while I get everything off the whisk. Still got a little bit of white there. And then we're going to add the green to this one. Look at that. How beautiful is it? Let's see what colour this comes out. So we've added the colours, the micas, and we've added the essential oils. I split this batch into two, literally just threw in the yellow, threw in the green and the essential oils, and now I'm going to let these cool down before I whip them and then pipe them. So we're back and we've cooled down, so we're going in with the whip. Now you can use a stand mixer with a bloom whisk on this, or a hand mixer. I think you can see that that has grown quite a bit. The cooler it is, the more air you can get into it. This isn't absolutely stone cold, but as you can see, that's already started to get bigger, and it will grow more and more. The cooler it is, the more you whip it. So I've transferred my mix now into piping bags. This one I'm just doing a plain straight from the bag. And this one I've got a piping nozzle on. So we'll do this one first. You can put this on the scales so that you can weigh exactly how much you're putting in as you're piping. Go with that one for a moment, and then again these are really big tubs that I'm using. And then you are allowed on this assessment to use BBB's Airbrush Gold to just give it a little bit of bedazzle, and the silver. How beautiful is that?